Hey, I'm Lex.
And I'm Serena,
host of the Dream Body Playbook podcast,
a show all about transforming your life
and your body to what you've always dreamed of.
On our show, you're going to find hella inspiring guests,
and you'll get weight loss tips galore from top pros in the industry.
And you're going to hear fitness secrets from the CCP team.
Plus, you'll get nutrition and training help with our Is It Worth It episodes, where we'll review the latest trends hitting the internet to let you know if it's actually worth your time.
Listen every Wednesday to the Dream Body Playbook.
What is up? Welcome back to the Dream Body Playbook podcast. We have a very interesting topic for you guys.
Very interesting.
As I sneak peeked on the last episode.
Bear with us.
A little bit of gossip, a little bit of a controversial topic.
Very controversial topic.
Which is okay. I'm not going to say we like controversy here, but it's good to talk about it.
Mm-hmm.
So what are we talking about today, Serena?
Well, a couple of things.
Yeah.
We're going to be talking about anti-diet, fat positivity, and the ever-beloved Lizzo.
Lizzo.
Yes.
Yes. We really want to talk about how Lizzo's popularity, especially her like TikTok presence.
Yep.
I think that's mainly where it is, right?
Oh, 1,000%. She literally, when she came here for the concert in Charlotte, one of my old roommates went, and she said that they were all in her TikTok because she made a TikTok like while she was on her stage, which I think is really cool.
Yeah.
It's fun.
It's great. But she's also has a really far reach, and there's a lot of things that we don't necessarily agree with that she's doing.
Yeah.
I think she's just taking it a little too far.
I agree.
We'll put it that way.
Yeah. We
want to just where should we start? Let's just start with the anti-diet movement and stuff. I feel like this was initially a really good attempt.
I agree.
For society. This was. And I think it initially started with obviously trying to cancel diet culture.
Yep.
Which I'm here for. I'm all here for it.
I'm here for that.
But the anti-diet movement, okay, first of all, when you look at the definition of diet,
right, it's
literally the type of food you consume. It doesn't mean diet to lose weight. When you're in a hospital, and I learned this during my internship, when you're in a hospital, you're on a CBD or a cardio diet, or you're on a diabetic diet. And this is not meaning hey, we're putting you on a diet to lose weight. This just means this is the type of food you're eating to benefit your health and your body right now.
Yeah, it's just what you eat on a daily basis.
Exactly. And so, I don't know. So this whole anti-diet thing came across, and people took it to the extreme. I feel like it was kind of a lot of people's excuse to just eat whatever the hell they want.
Whatever they want, do whatever they want.
Yeah.
Lead them into a negative down spiral, which, we agree with. I say we, but I'm pretty sure I'm correct. The whole intuitive eating thing, obviously canceling diet culture and the negative connotations it is to weight loss, but taking it too far in the terms of it's okay to overeat and then not exercise and do whatever you want.
It's gotten to the point where you're just promoting unhealthy habits and lack of weight management at all, and lack of movement at all. And that's the part where I just simply don't agree. Yeah. There needs to be some sense of mindfulness there. Yeah. While it can be one end of the spectrum of diet culture and extreme weight loss and extreme restrictions and things like that, it's the complete other end of the spectrum where Lizzo's at, in my opinion. And a lot of people that have followed in her path is... What's up, y'all? So we don't run ads on this podcast, and we probably won't ever. Our goal here is to share as much information and value with you as possible, with a little entertainment, of course. But with that, we need your help in getting the word out about the Dream Body Playbook. So all we're asking for you to do is send this episode to a friend that you think would really benefit from it, or share it on your social media stories and tag us. Also, one other thing we're going to be doing is giving away a $100 Amazon gift card to someone who rates and reviews this podcast every single month. So thank you in advance, and we're looking forward to reading your reviews, but we'll get back to the episode. Not giving a shit and eating literally whatever you want, which I'm not saying, oh, you're not allowed to have this, you're not allowed to have that. Again, we're gonna have to do a lot of disclaimers in this, because that's not what we're saying. We're saying there's balance and there's mindfulness and knowing what your body needs and wants, to actually be fueled properly. And a Big Mac and a McFlurry is not that every single day.
Right. If you want every once in a while,
cool, go for it.
Go for it.
Right. But I haven't looked at her TikTok lately. Have you?
And I think another disclaimer to make is that when we talk about this, we're not referencing this or judging anybody or looking down on anybody for being overweight. We're just talking about the simple health concerns that come from being overweight. in the long run.
Exactly. And if you are overweight and you go to the doctor and you are in really good health right now, awesome. That's fabulous. I'm so happy for you. But I want you to stay on top of that as well, because that might change as you get older and things might start to develop that you don't realize. And that's the part that we, as like in the healthcare, like coaches and dietitians, we are more concerned for your internal health and your personal well-being more so than your physique.
Exactly.
Your outside body does not show what your health really looks like.
That's true.
I mean, we talked about this a couple episodes ago, but you see like Mr. Olympia or whatever, like they look shredded. Well, they are shredded. They're huge, but
think about how much steroids in his system.
There's a lot going on the inside as well. They might be 10 times more unhealthy than the person that's 40 pounds overweight sitting next to you on the bus station. Like, you know, like
exactly.
You never know. And so blatantly, the outward appearance of what you look like with your physique and your body does not tell us all what the inside is telling us. But when we're continuously seeing these big name celebrities promoting unhealthy habits that get to these, not only just like being overweight, but like chronic obesity and putting you at a risk for so many other chronic diseases, that's the part that I have a problem with, because to me, that just shows like, does she really care about her fans and their health? Right. Because how can you, if you want them, not want them, but if you're encouraging them to do these unhealthy habits?
Yeah. And I think when she started, it was very much body positivity, great self-love, all of that we love.
It's developed into something very different.
Yeah, it's like you said, he kind of went to the far end of the spectrum, and it's promoting that being overweight is okay, which, you know, obviously if you're working to undo that, that's fine too, and it wasn't your fault that you got there. But like you said, the long-term effects, the chronic diseases, the diabetes, cholesterol, damage on your joints,
right?
All of them, like your knees, stuff like that. It's going to take a toll on you in the long run.
For sure. And if you're female listening to this, which majority of our listeners are female.
Oh yeah, your period.
And you, that. And if you want to have kids one day.
Yep.
If you want to have a family, that's going to affect
1,000%
this. And we wanted to show you guys a video. I'm still irked about it.
I'm very mad about it.
So I sent Serena a video on TikTok the other day, and it was, do you know her name?
Yeah, let's shout her out.
Yeah, her video is great. And she was originally one of the very earlier influencers that was all about body positivity and anti-diet movement and things along those lines. But she specifically made a video, what was it, like last week?
Yeah.
Talking about how the movement had gone too far.
Yeah.
And she was like, I'm one of the OGs pretty much.
She's a plus size influencer herself.
Yeah, she's a plus size influencer. And she was like, I'm an OG. I've been standing up for this for as like years now.
Yeah.
And she was standing up saying that this movement has gone too far to where people are just now materializing and romanticizing unhealthy habits and like pretty much like health issues and chronic health. And she said that like she was apologizing for it. But
her name is Gabriella Lascano.
Right.
Gabriella Lascano on TikTok. So shout out to you, Gabriella.
But her video is taken down now because we were going to play it for you. We were going to play it for you guys. But her video is gone now in like a matter of a few days.
Yeah. So we're wondering if
I'm going to keep an eye out, see if it pops back up.
Somebody had a hand in the cease and desist letter there.
We might get one after this. Yeah, no. But I was really disappointed when I saw it was down because, one, I hope she didn't take it down because I really liked that. I thought it was a very good maybe push in the right direction for people a part of that movement to kind of realize, oh, maybe we have taken it just a teeny weeny little bit too far, because you can totally be body positive, anti-diet culture, and still work out and eat healthy. Yeah. And I think that's a big thing that people think you're one or the other. You're either don't give a crap what you eat all the junk food in the world, you just eat whatever you want, you don't work out, you do all the things, and you're just proud and confident to be there, and you'll wear whatever you want and not care what anyone thinks. And then they see, so say you talk like that and you talk like that on social media and you advocate for that, but then you start going to the gym and eating healthy and stuff, then they might get a lot of comments and people saying, oh, well, you're not really anti-diet culture, you're not really body positivity because now you're trying to change your body.
Right.
You know? And so in my opinion, you can be both.
Yeah.
like very simply be both. I would like to believe that I'm both. I think you can, like, I'm very body positivity. If you look the way you look and you feel confident in your own skin, that's all that matters. But also, let's make sure you're healthy. Let's make sure you're going to live a long time.
Because again, inside,
right,
organs, livers,
organs and livers.
Organs are more important in your joints and all that fun stuff. But when you were talking about that, I kind of had a thought. It's almost as if this is a way to divide America.
One other way.
Another way. Right?
Add it to the list.
As if we aren't already divided enough.
Add it to the list.
But like another divide, right? Like fat people versus skinny people, or unhealthy people versus healthy people. And it's like a way to pick sides. And it's like, okay, like which side are you going to be on? And I think it's stupid.
No,
I think it's so stupid.
It's so stupid, but you're extremely right too, though, because I honestly think that it's going to almost transition back into like what it was in like the 50s and 60s and like when our moms and stuff were growing up in generation with like the heroin sheiks coming back. You know, so like it's going to be that divide of like, this makes you pretty, this makes you not pretty. And that's where there's a lot of conflict when why can't we all just be beautiful in our own skin and it doesn't matter as long as we're healthy and we feel good and we feel confident. Again, I emphasize as long as we're healthy. And so I do think it's going to cause a divide. I think it already has caused a divide. Because you'll see people who are bigger and are on this anti-diet, fat positivity lifestyle talking crap about people going to the gym and eating healthy, making fun of them in comments where like I've seen people do TikTok videos of like meal prep and stuff like that. And there's people literally just like bashing them in meal prep and how stupid they are for wanting to do all that, blah, blah, blah. Why can't they just live their life? And it's like, just let them live. Like, let them do what they want to do. Just because you feel this way doesn't mean we have to encourage everyone else to live that way. Just like on the opposite end of the spectrum, we live a very healthy lifestyle and we encourage it and we coach it to our clients, but we aren't pushers. We don't push you. If you don't make the choice to do it yourself, then
because at the end of the day, we can't choose for you. We can guide you.
Exactly. But I do think there is not a battle, but like
there is, and I think this is going to be a very bold statement coming from me, but I think it's an excuse for people to continue their unhealthy habits because they are just resistant to changing. And so it's like an excuse to make it okay in their brains.
I 1,000% agree. Yeah, I do agree. And we might get a lot of hate for that, but it's the honest truth. but it's the truth though, and we speak the truth here on this podcast. And
I mean, listen, I make excuses for myself about not wanting to do shit either.
We're humans. we all make excuses at some point in our life, right? It's just inevitable. We've done it in the past. We've probably done it today, and we'll probably do it tomorrow for something.
Exactly.
Even if it's the smallest little thing, like sending an email at work or something. You know, oh, like I'm busy, I'll do it later. But no, you're not. Just do it.
Right.
Anyways, where was I going with that before?
The divide and the battle.
Yeah. So, but I do think it's a crutch.
Oh, 1,000%.
It's a crutch for sure. And while getting into the healthy lifestyle and eating healthier, working out more, moving your body, it's not easy, but it's also almost like people make fun of it. Does that make sense?
Oh, yeah, for being healthy.
It's like you get mocked for going to the gym.
Sorry, Grandma, I love you, but...
Party Grandma is back.
Party Grandma is back at Party Grandma on TikTok. I swear. So, you know, I'm on the whole gut health protocol thing right now. And I'm sticking to it, man. I'm doing my thing. And she's like, well, why don't I make us some shrimp? And she's trying to be helpful, which I respect. She's like, oh, yeah, like we'll make you some shrimp scampi with some rice and veggies. You can eat it. I'm like, I can't. She's like, why? I'm like, I can't eat butter. It's dairy in it.
Yeah.
And she's like, oh, well, you know, I think to hell with that. And you should just eat blah, 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 blah. I'm like, Grandma, but I don't feel good when I eat these things. So I can't.
Yeah.
So side note there, but it's all about like internal feeling too. It's like, do you really feel very good about yourself after eating 6 Big Macs in a row? Or maybe you get drunk and you go to Taco Bell and you get the like, have you heard health and fitness coaches talk about how your metabolism can help you burn fat even while you're sleeping? And you just think, how. Trust me, we get it. It's all so confusing to know what you need to do to get your metabolism working the way you want it to. But today, you're in luck. We have created a done-for-you daily checklist that will set your metabolism on fire. All you have to do is DM us checklist and we will send it your way completely for free. All right, now let's get back to the episode. $5 box or whatever it is. Like, how do you actually feel the next day?
Yeah, and even if you really do feel good, are you sleeping well? How's your skin?
Is your energy better?
Yeah. There's a lot of things that I think a lot of people ignore. And I'll see some of these like body positivity influencers. I don't pay that much attention like whenever I'm watching them in detail and stuff, but I can't remember like their names for that instance. But they'll be like, just waking up at 1 p.m. Their room's a mess. They talk about their anxiety and their depression and how they're in a spiral right now. And it's like, I wonder why. You're not taking care of yourself mentally or physically or internally.
Yeah.
Like, when's the last time you had a water?
Literally. Coffee is not breakfast.
Seriously, like literally like making the smallest changes, just like instead of having that Coke, have a water.
Yeah.
And it's gonna, but a lot of people are so resistant to it because they feel like they're advocating for something and they have to live to advocate that. And I get that to a certain extent, but let me tell you guys, it's okay to change your opinion.
Yeah.
And I think
it's okay to change your mind.
I think that's something that a lot of people forget. I've forgotten in the past. Like,
same.
For example, whenever I was completely vegan or completely vegetarian, I was so resistant to adding in some sort of animal product or meats into my diet because I thought in my head, but I've preached this for so long. I have to be this.
Mm-hmm.
No, you don't. You grow, you evolve, you change, and your opinions change. And that's okay. It's like, who would we be in life if we never changed our opinions and stuff? So,
which I think
that's something to think about. And I think that was really big of that one influencer that we saw the video of to admit that her opinions changed a little bit and she thinks things are a little skewed and she's made a video about it and talked about it.
I think going along with the change thing, humans are so resistant to change. We resist it for literally no reason, but we are evolving, changing, growing beings. Like no matter if you believe in God or you believe in the Big Bang that started like the US, like think about it. If we were cavemen at one point or monkeys or whatever, look at how much we evolved and changed over time to kind of be where we're at now. But I did pull up a little statistic that I want to share. So Harvard School of Public Health, roughly 2 out of 3 US adults are overweight or obese, and 1 out of 3 are obese. So 69%, 36%.
Yeah.
That's the rate of obesity in America right now.
Now look it up. Like, what was it in like 2000? Because I bet you there's a big difference. And then if you looked it up in like 1980, there's probably a big difference there too. Yep. And I do think a lot of this has to do with like the preservatives in our foods and things along those lines. Also like money and financial aspect of things has changed, inflation and stuff like that. But I also think these movements have a crap ton to do with it.
30% in 1999 to 2000.
So it's jumped from 30 to 60%.
Yep. And only 22% in 1988 to 1994. So
from the past 40 years, it's increased 40%. You guys.
Yep.
That's terrifying.
That's very terrifying.
It's terrifying because what does that mean for the next 20 years? You know, if we don't make a change, if we don't start to actually think about our health, our life expectancy is going to be so
drastically
low. So low. And that's sad to think about because think about like, I mean, we're in our 20s right now. Our kids, like we need to make sure we're setting the right examples for these kids growing up. And these obviously body positivity and stuff is fabulous, but all of these, I would almost like the fat positivity, the obesity positivity and stuff like that. I don't see it. I don't see it as a positive thing at all. And people might disagree with us and that's okay. Differences of opinions are what makes the world go round. That's totally fine. But I think this is something that we really need to open our eyes on because wow, that's a big jump in numbers. I'm like, my brain's like mush right now because it's such a big jump in numbers. Like that's almost 50% of our population, not quite 50, 40% you guys, but almost 50% of our population increased into that obesity category or overweight category. Now, is that based off of BMI and stuff?
Yeah.
So it could be a little bit skewed because with BMI, muscle mass and stuff is not taken into context.
I'm looking at Europe right now. So I was going to say, if you go to Europe, there's not that much obesity there, but actually, according to the numbers,
well, the UK is pretty high. And
59% of adults in Europe are overweight. So 10% less, but nonetheless, still significantly less than here.
Yeah. Wow, you guys, like,
It's a worldwide epidemic.
Yeah, I really do hope pandemic. I was like, what did you
Yeah, you're
say?
right. Well, no, epidemic is for hold on.
You guys, we should know this. Anywho, while she's looking that up, I just think this is something that this episode needs to be shared with as many people to bring this
infectious
to attention.
Disease. A widespread occurrence of an infectious disease in a community at a particular time.
Right, but a pandemic's when it's worldwide.
Pandemic versus epidemic.
Because COVID was a pandemic.
Disease. Pandemic is an epidemic that's spread over multiple. Oh yeah.
Yeah,
that's true.
But it is because it's in a lot of different countries. Unfortunately, I think the USA is
number one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I don't even know where I want to go next with this, because those numbers I just want you guys to like really think about, because it's going to start to decrease our life expectancy. And if we don't start taking care of ourselves, we're only going, I'm not going to say we're going to extinct the human population, but it's going to just decrease and decrease and decrease and decrease and decrease over the years. And it's sad. And think about healthcare and people in poverty and finances. And oh my gosh, it's just going to drain us, because big pharma is just going to have a party.
I got to get in big pharma apparently.
Seriously. Cool. Okay. So let's kind of discuss, we've discussed like a lot of things, honestly. We've kind of gone a little whirlwind of things, but I really want to discuss this like lack of emphasis that they have on like going to the gym and moving their bodies and stuff. I wish I like had a brain where I could pivot to like their point of view to like understand it and have like that there, or hear it out a little bit more. But I can't wrap my head around the concept of not wanting to move your body just a little bit. Like, go on a walk, like get some sunshine.
We were made to move.
Exactly. We were made to move. And we were also made to eat colorful foods and fruits and veggies and foods and stuff like that.
We were literally hunter-gatherers.
Yeah, seriously. Okay, so let's just kind of stick on the Lizzo diet for a second. Not the Lizzo diet, the Lizzo topic for a second.
Lizzo.
And I think...
Let's get her on the episode.
Yeah, right.
Let's get her on the show.
I think Lizzo is the main one we think about because she's probably the most popular one right now and has the most pull.
Yep.
And I can't really speak too much on this because I haven't looked into it too much, but you might know. Is her like fan base very much on the same track as her? Like is it like a Taylor Swift fan base where they're like, I will die for you? Like this is
1,000%.
Okay. I didn't know if it was that extreme. Okay.
I mean, she makes great music, but
yeah,
the other stuff.
Yeah. She just, because doesn't she do mukbangs on her TikTok? That's what I thought.
Yeah.
So it's not even just like if she was just like flaunting her curves and flaunting her body and stuff and being super confident, because that is one thing I will give her credit for. She is so confident. But I think when she does the food and the mukbangs and where she's just eating thousands on calories, like in front of all of her fans, like saying how this is like what she eats all the time and like she can do whatever she wants because she's so confident.
I'm watching one right now.
Are you? I think that's where it becomes a problem.
Day in the Lizzo Hangover Edition's got a big juicy burger as the thumbnail
cover.
Yeah.
But I think that's where the problem really comes in. And I guarantee you, I wonder if she took a pivot and did like who was the other artist that lost a crap ton of weight?
Adele?
Yes, Adele. Thank you. If she did kind of like what Adele did, because Adele was like this as well. Like her I Ain't No Size 2, like, no, that's not Adele. Meghan Trainor. Meghan Trainor is who I'm thinking of.
Okay, but Adele did
lose a lot of weight. But Meghan Trainor?
Probably. I don't know.
I think so.
I don't be keeping
but where she's saying about I Ain't No Size 2 and like how men love like a little bit of curves and stuff.
Right.
But then she went on this like really big weight loss journey, and people kind of gave her a little hate at first because they were like, oh, you were like so like, I don't care. Like body positivity, like I ain't no size 2, you were proud of it. And now like you are a size 2, size 4, whatever it may be. And I remember she I wish I had it pulled up or something, because I saw where she talked about it on like a talk show host or something like that, and was like, she went to the doctor and she got like bad blood work back, and she realized that she was really just genuinely unhealthy. And so she made a change, and then people started to respect her after she was like, oh, I got like told the reasoning why.
Right.
So my next thing goes into, why do we have to have a reason for wanting to lose weight or get healthy or be a better version of ourselves? Like there always has to be like kind of a reason there. Mm-hmm. And I don't quite understand that.
And I think in terms of like body positivity, fat positivity, all of that fun stuff, I think that people don't try to have the reason. Like, I lost my train of thought.
Serena lost her train of thought.
Again, nothing new here.
What's new?
Say it again. I'll probably remember.
About her being on a talk show host.
Got the bad
blood test back and making a change. And then she had to like explain to people why she was making the change because she got the bad blood work. But I was saying, why does there need to be like a reason for it? Why can't someone just start making healthier choices for themselves?
Okay. I think I got it.
Okay. There we go.
There we go. Talk about
we hit a light bulb.
It's because I think they don't want to, and the self-acceptance portion of it, right? We've already established that we agree with the self-acceptance portion of it, but I feel like it's because people feel like they're going to be judged.
So they have to have a reason to back them up?
Yeah. That, and I feel like it's a lot of self-judgment too.
It is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
More so than like other people judging them.
It is, and I think it's a lot of fear.
Oh, 1,000%.
Especially like getting into a gym. Like I think there's a lot of fear there. But I also think that a lot of people in this movement are like super confident and really like, I don't give a shit what you think. And you know, just that kind of attitude. And
but that's what they're portraying. Is that really the truth?
That's a cover up. I think it's a cover up for the actual fear of like, I'm just scared to go to the gym. I don't know what to do. Like actually admitting their weaknesses, which is okay. That's fine. Literally the first step to any progress in life or anything that you're doing in life is taking that first step of one, asking for help, or one, admitting that you need help, and two, asking for help, and then three, starting.
I think also too, back to the whole excuse thing, I think it's because people don't want to put in the work that it takes to get there. It's easy,
could be true.
Quote unquote, you know, the whole saying like change is hard, but being overweight or fat is harder.
Yeah.
I think it's like they don't want to, they think right now what they have is easy. Like, oh yeah, I don't have to put in the extra energy to go to the gym, or, you know, I don't have to put the extra energy to prep my meals, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera.
Right.
But later on down the line, they're going to kind of get that slap in the face, just like Megan Trainor did with the blood work.
Yeah.
And health issues and things along those lines. And that's when they're going to be like almost like too far into it kind of.
Yeah.
To reverse any of those effects that they might have.
Yeah, that could be it for sure. I think there's so many different things. We can't speak for everyone. We can't speak for anyone. We can just think like kind of like what we're getting on this side of it and what's portraying as. Yeah, I mean, I think I'm trying to think of like my past experiences, like when I was a little bit bigger, and
Same.
I would make excuses. Most of the time it's because I simply just felt like crap. And I didn't want to do anything, and I would say like, oh, I'm super confident and all this stuff. But then like, are you really super confident? Because behind the doors, when you're getting dressed to go out with your friends on a Friday night to get drinks and stuff, and you're putting on 4, 5, 6, 7 different outfits, and they're all too small on you, they all don't look great on you, and you're probably beating yourself up in your head, is it really easier to just stay where you're at? Because that's going to be your life for a long, long time if you don't just make the choice to better yourself and move just a little bit. We aren't asking you to do crazy things. Drink some more water. Just take the right step in the right direction to better your health so that you are feeling more confident. Because are you really feeling that confident? Like, ask yourself.
And like you said, behind closed doors too. Yeah. Is that the case? Like, or
are you looking in the mirror
and hating everything that you're seeing, or pinching the roll on your stomach and wishing it would go away?
Yep. Because I mean, as females, we're always gonna pick ourselves apart.
Oh yeah.
We can do as much as possible to not do that to ourselves.
You guys are really loving and relating to this conversation and want to continue to learn more about this topic and countless others. Listen up. This is for you. We want to give you access to our free community of women on similar paths to you. Shoot us a DM on Insta with the word Facebook and we will get you in there ASAP.
But we're always going to have a tendency, we're our own worst critic. Really. We say that all the time, but we are, as females, we just simply are. We hear it from our one-on-one clients all the time, on our discovery calls with our girls. I hear it all the time with people who are married. They're always like, yeah, I'm always saying like kind of negative things about myself. Like, my husband's super supportive. He tells me how beautiful I am all the time. Like, I hear it all the time. It's us who picks ourselves apart. Yep. It's not other people. And what were you going to say?
We see ourselves through a different lens. So let's just say in school you got bullied, you were overweight as a kid, whatever you're called fat. Now you see yourself through a fat lens.
Yeah.
And you're always thinking that you're overweight when maybe you're taking all the right steps and you are in good shape, but you're still going to see yourself. Like, I still see myself like that sometimes too. I'm like, oh wow, like I'm looking very like big or bloated or whatever today. And my boyfriend's like, no, you don't. I'm like, well, I feel like I do.
Yeah.
Because I'm picking myself apart and I have that lens over my eyes.
Yep. It's just like, I mean, it could be the smallest thing, like when you do like your makeup and there's like one thing wrong with your makeup and you see it when you're out and you can't fix it and it bothers you, but like no one else notices it. But I think that is something to really be honest with yourself. Like, are you lying to yourself?
Yeah.
Because I used to do that a lot too. When I was a little bit bigger and when I was in my eating disorder, I lied to myself a lot. Like a lot. Because one, I wanted to think that I was just fine. I was normal. I was fine. I was confident, whatever. But I wasn't. Like looking back, I wasn't. And most of the time you aren't when you are struggling with maybe not feeling as good about yourself or being a little bit bigger or being in an eating disorder. All of this could go on the opposite end of the spectrum to you guys. Yeah. So if you wanted to flip all of this for like, if you are struggling with an eating disorder, which disclaimer, you do not have to be struggling with anorexia to be struggling with an eating disorder. There's all different types of eating disorders. Honestly, in my professional dietitian opinion, I would say LIZZO has disordered eating. So that's where
you're the professional.
I would put it more into not like a binge eating. Maybe. I don't see what she does off camera, so I don't know. But there's a lot of signs for it. Yeah. So yeah, that's just my tidbit on that.
It could be, yeah. And it could be an extreme take on disordered eating. Mm-hmm. Whereas, anorexia is like restrict. But this is like eat whatever you want. Mm-hmm. So it could be a new trend or wave or different type of eating disorder that might become discovered or created within the coming years.
Yeah, it easily could be. And there's a eating disorder, I'm looking it up real fast, because it's one that a lot of people get really, really, really annoyed about whenever they get diagnosed with it. Let me see real fast, because it's called like not I'm curious. It's like a not determined eating disorder. But like you have an eating disorder, but we're not going to determine like what exact kind it is.
What?
I'm trying to see I can't find exactly the right name of it. But there is a type of eating disorder that doctors will diagnose patients with. And it's not like bulimia. It's not anorexia. It's not binge eating. It's like a non-otherwise disclosed. It's like a generic, just like disordered eating disorder. That like could easily fall into that pattern. And I mean, there could also be some phobias. So that's another type of eating disorder. If you're having some phobias of certain healthier foods and that's just causing you to push in towards the unhealthy options, also ask yourself, are you really scared of it or is this an excuse? I feel like we're like poking and prodding at people, but like seriously, like these are things to ask yourself.
Yeah, these are important things to talk about to kind of help, one, prevent, but two, I guess, overcome and undo as well.
Yeah. We haven't touched on it a lot, so I want to touch on it, but the mental health aspect of this. Yeah.
It's just like you said, you're always picking at yourself. You're always, you're portraying confidence, which people might not know the difference, but you do. Are you lying to yourself? You're going to be depressed. You're going to be anxious going out with your friends. Maybe you're going to the beach or you don't want to go to the beach. You don't want to put that swimsuit on.
Yeah. You might be really avoidant to certain things.
Exactly. You might even be avoidant to like your partner or being intimate with somebody because of that. And I think it kind of just takes a huge mental toll in developing like depression and anxiety.
Yeah, I want to like kind of pause on this depression and anxiety, because even if you don't, like say you didn't grow up with anxiety or depression, you're not used to it and stuff, but now you're in your 20s or 30s, you've gained a lot of weight, you're kind of a part of this movement where you just like want to be confident and stuff, and all of a sudden you're getting crazy amounts of anxiety to go out into public at night, or you're just feeling really, really depressed on like a weekly basis. You're sad, you're crying, you're not really sure why. Let's really put the puzzle pieces together. Okay. Are you really taking care of yourself? Because I promise you the first signs like mentally is it's going to be exhaustion.
Yep.
And a huge sign of depression is exhaustion and not wanting to get out of bed, sleeping, things along those lines. And then along with depression comes anxiety, because if you have a long enough depressive episode, you'll be down so long that then you'll end up having like a boom, a spike of anxiety. And that's when you get that like anxious feeling.
Been there so many times.
Yeah, same. So that's why I can speak on it, because I completely understand. And I've had those cycles when I was a little bit bigger, because I would be really depressed because, well, I'm not as skinny as I was 2 years ago, or I'm not as fit as I was 2 years ago. And I really want to look that way again. But I also like don't really want to dive back into that. And so you're depressed about it.
Mm-hmm.
And then all of a sudden, summer's coming up and you've got to start trying on your bathing suits. And then you get really anxious because now you're overstimulated and really anxious about the fact that like your bathing suits don't look the same. And then you're really anxious about that. So then it puts you back into a depression. And then the cycle continues.
Yep. Oh, I know that all too well.
Yeah.
As far as like the bathing suits and stuff like anxiety can also develop from being like too over analytical of yourself.
Yeah.
And I just think
for sure
that comparison, whether that be to your other people or your previous self to where you were at a different point in time, when you are comparing yourself, I think it's important to look at it in a positive way and not in a negative way. Like, okay, maybe you look at pictures from a couple years ago when you were more cut or more lean or whatever the case may be, but was your mental health in a good spot then, or were you like super stressed out and anxious all the time, as opposed to now? And I think it's also important to note that your body changes, your opinions change, everything is allowed to change. You're at a different season in your life, and that's okay.
Like if you're in words, if you're in your 20s, please don't expect to fit in the same pair of jeans that you did when you were 16, because your hormones and everything have changed completely as well. And that's something too I want to touch on about the bathing suit thing. If you know you're going to try on these bathing suits and they're going to cause you to be like really freaked out about it because you know you've gained a little bit of weight and stuff, don't try them on. Just get rid of them. Yeah. And stop the pair of jeans you have in your closet from 5 years ago that you're trying to get back into.
Throw them away.
Throw them away.
It's okay to
throw them away. Literally. Or don't throw them away. Donate them. Yeah. But still, the thing is, my point on that is we are humans and clothes are made to fit us. We are not made to fit clothes.
That's a great point.
So if the clothes that you're wearing are making you feel really uncomfortable, making you feel really depressed because you don't look the way you want to look in them, time to cycle them out. Mm-hmm. Get rid of them, because we want things that make us feel good and confident.
Marie Kondo that shit.
Yeah. So we want things that make us feel confident and also like comfortable. Like we're not like squeezing out of anything and we're just like can't breathe, you know. But also be realistic with yourself. Seriously, if you have stuff from when you were in high school and you're not in high school anymore, just get rid of it.
Donate it.
Yeah, just get rid of it, because you're setting yourself up for failure, honestly, because as you develop and as you age and as your hormones change, I'm sorry, but you're never gonna fit into that 16-year-old body's jeans again. Yeah. Nor should you want to.
You know, and now that we're talking about this, I kind of feel like women struggle with this more because we don't really see men trying to fit themselves into the trunks that they wore when they were like 10 years old.
Yeah.
You know,
could you imagine like a grown-ass man squeezing into like little boy swim trunks?
Yeah.
Like, no. They're just like, whoop, these are out.
Exactly.
Yeah. Oh my God, that'd be so funny.
I wish we had a men's mindset sometime. It seems like it would be easier.
Yeah, could be for sure. Okay, cool. So let's just kind of conclude what we talked about here, so we don't get too lengthy on this. Again, if you missed all the disclaimers at the very beginning, please rewind and re-listen to them.
Please.
Because in no way are we hating on anyone that's a part of this body positivity, not even body positivity, like fat and obesity positivity, anti-diet mindset, aka like the LIZZO movement. Mm-hmm. Really the big thing I just want to leave you with is make sure you're taking care of yourself.
Yes.
Make sure you're taking care of your health. If your health is in check and you feel super confident and super healthy and you just feel like you're on top of the world, fabulous. Mm-hmm. Keep doing you, girl. But if you don't, then let's readdress and let's
start asking yourself some questions. If you don't know what your next step is, reach out to us. We'll help you. Mm-hmm. We'll help you figure out what to do next. And we probably most likely have a free resource to hand you over to get you started. But yeah, that's the biggest thing I kind of really want to leave you guys on is make sure you're taking care of your health. Yep. You only get one body. While not focusing on the appearance of your body, but like genuinely your health for your lifespan. And also, you guys remember those statistics we went over. Help us encourage to like Undo the cycle.
Undo the cycle. Yeah, undo the cycle and bring those numbers back down, because that's just something that's going to, unfortunately, probably continue to increase. And we don't want to see you guys ending up in the hospital or being on 15 medications or not being able to have kids, things along those lines. So really take care of yourself, you guys.
1000%. Put yourself first and just take care of your body.
Yeah.
Practice self-love, but in a good way.
Yeah, exactly. And like we said, if you need help, let us know. We're here to answer any questions, offer any free resources, anything along those lines. If we can't personally help you, we'll direct you to someone that can, because we most likely know someone. Yeah. So yeah, if you guys have any other recommendations for any other topics to talk about, I know this one is a little bit more deeper than our other episodes, but we're keeping you guessing here.
Yeah.
All right, y'all. Well, we will talk to you again next Wednesday.
Bye, guys.
Bye.